Hello, this video is related to corporate social responsibility by analyzing two case studies. Also, the objective of this video is education for young children. I will divide my video into two parts. Case Study 1, BP Kingsbury Terminal. With the development of city, the requirement of oil is continuously increased, which requires the higher storage of oil terminal. Recently, a lack of oil terminal has been reported. The article is main focus on the improvement and the development for the oil terminal sustainability. Based on the petrospeleology, there will be three options by the implicant for developing and solving the leak problem. There will be 6 different parts to ensure the project can be implemented successfully. All the objections should be considered before the implementing. Since the leak of the oil terminal, the development of oil tank and pipeline should be carried out. There is 3 ways which could help to rebuild the oil terminal. Option 1. Build new oil tanks. It is an approach that to build new oil storage tank on the new nearby place. Option 2. Use the redundant mobile terminal. The redundant tanks are used as storage fire water for making sure there is enough storage of oil to serve the United Kingdom. These tanks will be used. Option 3. Extend the original tanks. To extend tanks, the old and damaged tanks will be demonstrated first, and then the new one will be built on the original place, which has more comparable size. As an oil terminal, it should be built far away from the living place to ensure any hazard of the oil terminal. It will be cause the impact on citizens. The oil tanks will be abandoned. It means the area occupied by the oil tanks are wasted. As a result, the option will be not taken. Extending the original tanks is a good way which reduces the waste of area. Also, the new tanks can storage more oil to meet the requirement of the oil from the country. The redundant mobile terminal is a good choice for the oil tank. The tanks are maintained, and the cost of using the tanks are much lower than extending the old tanks. The solution of this is to equip the drenchers inside tanks or buy a small tank which full of fire water to help the fire preventing system. To make sure that all the citizens nearby will allow the development of oil terminal, a good communication between citizens and companies should proceed, such as the objection letter written by citizens or email. For the successful of the development project, the first rule is to keep health and safety for people who may be influenced by the oil terminal, and also reduce all the concerns from them. For the future project in the place, the communication still is important to understand what makes people feel fear and then can find the solution to reduce. The oil company in Kingsbury can hire local citizens which not only develop their local finance but also let people know how their company attach importance to their health and safety. The company can also buy the local building materials and equipment for the oil tank maintaining and repair, which can reduce the cost of delivery. It is important that to protect the environment while running the oil terminal since the petrol spillage happens, the pollution has been caused. The first thing for the Kingsbury oil terminal is clean the pollution to make sure the land will not be defiled. Then help enhances the green belt while some tanks are built on it for meeting the requirement. The landscaping and planting project should be approved because of the felling of plants and trees. There are still many spare areas near the oil terminal not be used. It is important to make good use of this place, such as build a fire protecting facilities to replace the fire water tank or build some buildings. Because the oil in the world is limited, these resources will be out of storage one day. It is necessary to develop a new energy resources to replace it which has less damage to people and environment, such as solar energy technology. Nowadays, the electronic cars has been designed and appeared in the market to reduce oil and protect the pollution. The oil-using cars still take a predominant place in market right now, and more families prefer to use induction cooker instead of using the gas cookers. For the development of oil terminal, the second option, which uses the redundant mobile terminal, will be chosen for saving the money and reduce the time to meet the oil requirement as soon as possible. In the future, the fossil fuels will be replaced by the clean and green energy, which is electronic power. It not only reduces the use of land area but also with the high safety while using it, and with the development of solar technology. Fossil fuels using tools and facilities will be changed into electronic power using tools.
The sustainable development of enterprises is a commitment that companies continually make behaviors ethics and contribute to the economic development of the society. The responsibility of each enterprise is to protect the interests of the entire society. According to Lloyd and Richard in 2030, enterprises must carry out their own activities in the environmental framework. The coordinated development of the economy, society, resources, and environment protection is an inseparable system that only achieves the purpose of the economic development, but also protects the natural resource, environment, atmosphere, fresh water, ocean, land, and forests. According to the design diagram, we can read the inseparable system directly. Water parkers should be planned and developed according to the principle of sustainable development. Let's talk about the water park's history. Actually, the water park is based on the original structure of the mine, and its land is mostly natural peaks, valleys, woodland, and water. Look this chart. At first, this park just was a gravel extraction pit, and then it became a lake, and up to now it became the water park. Water parks should be based on the principle of all-over planning, relational development, and sustainable development. Kingsbury Water Park has 15 lakes and is located in more than 600 acres of country parks. Here you can observe birds and wildlife, rent bicycles, participate in organized events, or organize your activities. Kingsport Water Park has 2 play areas, a farm and a small railways. Kingsport Water Park has several lakes and swimming pools, one of which is developed especially for children. The ponds are all open to the public in the park. According to the passenger flow, we can see the passenger illustrate the increased rate from the 1975 to 2050.
In this part, let's talk about the renewable resource. Firstly, what is renewable resource? It is the subtitles of the economic value that can be replied in the same or less amount of time as it takes to draw the supply down. In addition, the materials for the park construction should be based on environment protection and safety. Therefore, the resource materials is quite essential for the park construction. Because of the special background of the quarry, the water park needs to comprehensively remediate the destructive mountains. At the same time, it stabilizes the side slope and removes the hidden dangers of the slips. The water park needs to improve or recover the soil and improve the vegetation coverage. Actually, bare, queer, and broken vertical rockweil must take engineering measures to repair. The microtopographic reconstruction is an important method for the park landscape, and it is also an important method for collecting the bad scenery. At the same time, the method of the reform must be combined with the construction of the water supply and drain system. However, in order to avoid single-plant species in the water park, it is necessary to carry out ecological restoration of natural communities. In this part, I will introduce the public space and amenities. In terms of public space, I will divide it into 5 parts. It is a curating, temporary accommodation. Firstly, food and beverage design should follow the restrictions of relative laws. In addition to building permanent hotels, the accommodation facility in the water park should focus on the development of temporary accommodation facility, such as forest camping and tents, combine permanent and seasonal feature, and highlight the characteristics of a quiet park recreation. Thirdly is shopping part. Shopping buildings should be temporary and seasonal, and their architecture style, font, and color should be in harmony with the surrounding environment. parks should attractively develop tourist souvenirs with local characters as well. And then it is medical care. In the water park, medical and healthy facilities should be established according to the science road, so that the injured and sick people in the tourists can be cured in time. Last, it's a guide sign. Some places like Xin Sports out of population and other places should be set up clear guide signs. The color and form of the guide signs should be designed according to the development and promote content of the location. Now let's talk about the water park construction. According to this map, we can notice the layout of the park road should be rationally arranged around into the distribution of topograph, platform, and playground. Fully respect the original road of the state as code and analyze it rotationally. The construction of park road should take into consideration different working railroad, making the reasonable choice of different cycloforests and foam loop. The standard of the interlope mountain park road should not be too large to meet the requirement of fire trucks. In addition, CTLC sign, visitor can measure the calorie consumption based on personal weight and working time. Overall, the arrangement of water, electricity, communication, and gas in the water park won't damage or affect the landscape. At the same time, should meet the requirement of safety, healthy, saving, and AC maintenance. The facilities for electrical and projects should be located in hidden areas. Infrastructure projects in water park should be lead work with labor allowance as much as possible. If they prove to be difficult, they can be particularly lead work or self-contained and create condition for future lead working. In this part, let's talk about the bioengineering. Bioengineering is a discipline that applies engineering principle of design and analysis to biological systems and biological techniques. I have four methods to comprehensive treatment the green waste. Firstly, collect, compost, and classify green plant waste and turn them into plant growth mixture soil for reuse. And then, incursion of green waste is prohibited. Thirdly, in a road where the output of landscaping waste is relatively small, waste disposal point near the green space should be established nearby. Last, the collection and distribution area with large amount of waste output or transfer and consumption in urban areas should establish a central waste treatment plant in the park. Vigorously promote the centralized motion, striking, and decomposition of the landscaping waste, and then restore the understory. In terms of the geography planning, according to the existing trend, combined with foundation of the park areas can be divided into three large blocks. Firstly, land basis tourism area. It mainly includes all kinds of particular size and cover the large area of vegetation. Wetland landscape area with the central area is sipped near the water area where In terms of the geography planning, according to the existing trend, combined with foundation of the park area can be divided into three large blocks. Firstly, land basis tourism area. It mainly includes all kinds of particular size and cover the large area of vegetation. Wetland landscape area with the central area is sipped near the water area where totally protecting the development is an important part of substance development. Substance development places great emphasis on the sustainability of the environment. It also regulates environmental construction as an important part of achieving sustainable development. Because modern economic and social development is increasingly dependent on the support of the development system, sustainable development cannot be achieved without good environment. The plan and design of the water park place emphasis on sustainable development. The park chooses environmentally friendly and economical materials. More attention is paid to the use of customers in the precision of park construction details. The allocation and management of the area is adjusted according to the geography and historic condition of the park as well. The selection of plants in the park is also based on the theories of sustainable development. Create a complex ecosystem to maintain the long-term operation of the park.